Hello and good evening once again. Thank you very much for joining the webinar. On behalf of KNOWARTH Technologies, I welcome you all to this third webinar of the series. My name is Chintan Shah, and I manage the sales and new business development globally for KNOWARTH. In today's webinar, we'll be talking about what are some of the key ingredients of building a modern, engaged, and a more connected workforce. And we'll also be sharing our experience of our journey with some of the leading enterprises of India and across the globe, and how they made their journey successful, and what were some of the important components that were considered while defining their roadmap. But before I get into more details, I'll start with a quick introduction about our organization. KnowArth has been in business for almost 6.5, 7 years now. We started our operations in 2014, very niche focused on providing digital transformation solutions, primarily portals, websites, and mobile apps, enhancing the digital experience for some of the large, medium, and small enterprises across the globe. We've also been instrumental in developing products and platforms and software for startups and mid-sized companies who look forward to automating some of the business processes and day-to-day dealings and transactions for their end users. It has been a remarkable journey these last 7 years, starting off with a 4-member team in a small office in Ahmedabad. We have now grown to 200 plus consultants, deployed globally with offices in US, Australia, and in multiple locations in India. In these last 7 years, we have successfully executed more than 300 projects, and the list of customers that we have, there are a few which are also part of the Fortune 500 list of companies. In India specifically, we have probably touched upon or worked with every large conglomerate, starting with Aditya Birla Group, HDFC, India First Life Insurance, Swiggy, and also through our partners with banks like State Bank of India, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, right, Tata Sky. We also work directly with Reliance Group of companies, right? So every large conglomerate, we've had the opportunity to work with them. Over these 7 years, we also built our capabilities around the infrastructure consulting. So we are AWS partners, and we have a strong team that can help organizations with infrastructure consulting, optimization of infrastructure, cloud migrations, having the right monitoring systems in place to ensure there is minimal downtime, 24/7 support and maintenance, and also DevOps and CDCI implementation. Apart from our technology expertise, the unique differentiator and the value add that we bring to our solutions is the kind of user experience that we define for some of these solutions. We have a very strong team, a 30-member team of UX UI consultants, some of whom who have graduated from arts and who understand the human psychology. Because for us, user experience is all about, is a scientific way of defining how the users will remain engaged with that particular solution. So it involves not just the aesthetics, but also what components are placed in what position and how to minimize the overall navigations and the number of clicks to reach to a particular point on the website, on the portal, or be it the mobile app. So that's a quick introduction about the organization. 7 years of hard work summarized in probably less than 2 minutes. So in the interest of time, I'll move straight to what we have gathered here for. So in the first webinar, we spoke about some of the key aspects and some of the important parameters to be considered for planning a business continuity during disruptions and pandemics such as what we are currently facing. How do you ensure normal business, and what are some of the things that every department needs to consider while planning their business continuity? We spoke about the scientific way that has been developed by one of our partners in Australia, some of the consultants who have worked with organizations like NASA, and how, in our experience, we've helped organizations come up with the right plan. We also spoke about how KnowArth managed to cope up with these tough times, and not just did we survive these last few months, but we saw good growth in our business, thanks to all the planning and anticipation that was done by the leadership team. In the second webinar, we went more specific. We spoke about the relevance of information technology in business continuity planning. What are some of the infrastructure considerations? What are the security considerations? What are the monitoring systems that one should apply? And what kind of application should one have in their IT landscape to ensure that there are no disruptions or there are no impact, there's no negative impact on the overall business during such lockdowns. At the end of both these webinars, we had at least half a dozen enterprises reaching out to us for our assistance. And in fact, we are already working with a couple of large enterprises, defining their infrastructure and also defining their journey and roadmap for digital transformation. We are more focused towards intranet and towards the internal applications for both these organizations. In today's webinar, like I said, we will be talking about the key ingredients of a modern, engaged, and a connected workplace, and how some of the world's leading organizations have been able to sail through because they had the right applications and systems in place. So let us look at some of the current challenges and issues that the business stakeholders or the decision makers are currently facing. According to one survey, almost 72% of the business stakeholders believe that IT is not helping them achieve their goals. Now, in my experience of more than 11 years in IT industry, I worked with large, medium, and small enterprises defining their journey, their roadmap. I think never before have I experienced these kind of issues, or rather the most common issue that I have heard from customers is that their applications and their IT landscape is not well aligned to their organizational goals. And that is one of the key reasons why we at KNOWARTH strongly recommend a thorough assessment program at the start of the engagement. Define your requirements, analyze them right, and then align it with your end objective and goal. That will probably save a lot of your cost, and it will also ensure that the key business processes that you wanted to automate and digitize are well taken care of and also well adopted by the business users. Another key issue that we keep hearing from customers is, typically almost 80% of an IT budget for these organizations are spent towards maintenance and support of existing systems. Now, this again is very true if the architecture is not well defined, if the architecture is not scalable, if it is not robust, if the infrastructure is not optimized, the underlying tools, the underlying technology, and the platform are not well defined. This leads to a lot of cost gradually for supporting and maintaining the applications. The initial cost may be less, but as we look at the recurring cost, it keeps piling on. And this is more relevant, the first issue specifically is more relevant for developing countries like India, where I think the services cost or the manpower cost is much cheaper. And that's why we rely heavily on doing the manual tasks as compared to having automation and digitization in place. But now I think last few months has probably taught us a lesson, and we see more and more organizations now moving towards automation and digitization. And according to that same survey, we see that 70% of business users will now think about going online or digitizing their processes by 2021, and most of these journeys will probably be defined by then. So if I were to summarize this particular slide into 3 words, it would be assess, apply, and adapt. Assess your requirements right, have the right requirements analysis done, apply it in the right way, define the right architecture, have the right tools and platforms identified, and finally, have a positive outlook to adapt to the changes that are required. If we take care of these 3 important criterias, I think we can definitely have the right journey and have a successful implementation. Okay, so coming to the main agenda, now how does a typical digital workplace look like? Now, in order to define the right digital workplace, let's have a look at some of the key processes and some of the key tasks that any internal stakeholders would probably do in their day-to-day activities. Right from being able to bring their own device to having a self-service portal to having an intranet for better collaboration with their counterparts and colleagues, better collaboration in terms of project execution, being able to share the files and documents online, having internal crowdsourcing for being able to deploy the right resources to projects and tracking of that. Being able to have all of this available on mobile. So mobile everything is also very important. A messaging tool to remain connected, more like a user directory. Automation both for marketing and Salesforce. Smart decision support. This can be backed up by the right dashboards and the right kind of charts and reports. And of course, for better adoption, we should also ensure there is enough gamification and appification to make sure that the overall user experience is very engaging. If we take care of all these aspects, we are probably covering every department within a particular organization. And to be able to do this, we have defined some of the key systems that are important to ensure these processes are taken care of. So at KNOWARTH, we believe that your IT landscape or your digital workplace typically will have these key applications, in its overall scheme of things. Number one, if you are going to allow, BYOD policy where users are able to bring their own device and work on that, you need to have the right enterprise mobile management done because security may be of concern. You want to ensure that the information does not go into wrong hands. If the device is stolen, you still want to make sure that the information and data is well secured. Self-service and community portal. This will reduce your overall support cost. It will also make it much easier and improve the productivity and efficiency of the employees and other internal stakeholders. And when we say self-service and community portal, it includes not just the employees, but your vendors, your suppliers, and any internal stakeholders that are key to a normal functioning of business. Sales and partner applications, it may be your internal CRMs for having or for being able to track your sales pipeline. It may also be your partner applications to be able to share the right kind of information with your partners and also broadcast the data that is required for them. It may also include the customer facing portals through which the sales team can have their customers onboarded and have a better outreach of the customers. It also requires the right kind of dashboards, both from the management perspective and the employee perspective, to be able to keep a pulse of how the business is running. Intranet and collaboration apps for a better, functioning or a better teamwork and having a better sync between the team and between the stakeholders from different departments, from same different departments alike. Lastly, it should also take care of the HR and learning management system. So when we say HR, it basically takes care of all your HR transactions like leave management, reimbursement policies. It may also have access to all the different security policies and company-wide policies. So any HR related activities, right from recruitment to retirement, should be covered in that HR application. It should also include payroll processing for streamlining the accounts, functioning as well. Learning management system, again, very important to make sure that your employees are well educated about the current industry trends, the technology shift, and what are some of the important certifications and course content that should be undertaken by them. So learning management system, again, very important depending on what role and what responsibilities a particular employee is having in a given organization. The most important of this all is when you're going to have so many applications in your landscape, it is important that there is single sign-on. You may not want your employees to have multiple credentials, taking care of multiple applications, because then that's not going to result in sound adoption or an engaging experience. So all of this should be within a single source, and we should ensure that it can be done through a single credentials and a single username and password. If we do it right, and if we make sure that the applications are engaging, we have the intuitive user experience, we make it easy for adoption, all of these tools and application will definitely empower the business leaders to move quicker, make better decisions, and drive innovation within an organization. If I look at what we've done as part of an evolving digital workplace internally for Noah, this is how we have defined our applications. This is a single source to all our internal applications, be it the HRMS, be it the CRMs for the sales team, the intranet for better collaboration and document sharing internally between employees, learning management system, partner portals, and again, all these applications are integrated with each other as well. So the details about the certifications on learning management system is also reflected on the PMO, which is our project management system, which gives us information about what are the skill sets, what kind of employees, what kind of resources do we have, who could be deployed on different projects, and also track, the regular status of these projects. What are the milestones that are achieved? What are the pending tasks? All of that can be tracked directly through the project management system. We also have the IT help desk. This is basically to support our employees to ensure that they have access to the right applications, their infrastructure is well defined, and they are able to sync up even while working remotely. Website, emails, calendars, these are all basic tools that are also integrated with this overall application landscape. And again, we have a single sign-on that helps us access all these applications with a single user credentials, with a single username and password. So with this, I will now like to talk about one of our successful implementations for a leading bank in Asia, which has a revenue of more than $60 billion, with over 260,000 employees worldwide and 150 million customers globally. This particular customer had 21 foreign offices. They had offices probably in some of the world's leading countries, and each of these foreign offices had their own website, had their own web application, which was managed by a team locally there. So the big challenge for them was to be able to have a consistent and a unified look and feel, as also rolling out changes to multiple applications was a big challenge. So they required us to consolidate all these 21 applications on a single instance of portal, which could then give them a centralized authority and a centralized control to be able to roll out the content changes, to be able to push the right kind of information, uh, to be able to also collaborate better internally, within the different offices and the employees and the counterparts of different regions. Some of the key features were, of course, like I said, web content management, document management, discussion forums, knowledge management, enterprise search, as also localization and personalization, because each of these 21 applications being in different countries, it required the localization and personalization as well. So with that, I would like to show you a quick demo, a quick video of what we did for them. Right? So digital portal for 21 foreign offices. These were some of the different locations for which we created the portal. And like I said earlier, they had 21 different applications managed by 21 different teams. And every time they wanted to roll out any change, they would have to reach out to these 21 different teams. And more often than not, they would probably be able to roll out these changes in 5 or 6 countries, and the rest would remain left out. They also required an intranet for better collaboration, for better access to real-time information, the reports, and also for better collaboration of their employees internally. These are the different countries, and as you can see on the screen, you can see there is localization, there are different banners, very specific to the country as well. Let's have a look at one such instance, which is the one that we developed for Australia as a country, right? So when you access this particular website, it basically shows information that is important for customers and prospects. It talks about the foreign exchange rates, the service information, what are some of the rates and fees, what are the interest rates, what are the procedure to open up a new account, or maybe have open up a new fixed deposit. Right? It also has the standard FAQs for better support. Right? It also takes care of the different forms, right? So you can have access to the forms directly from here. You can download this form, fill it up, and then upload it, or you can directly submit online. Like I said, content management was a big challenge. So the underlying content management system that we deployed basically empowered the business users to now make these content changes directly with minimal or no dependency on IT team. So as you can see on the screen, each of these portlets or the different components can now be updated and modified directly by the business team, of course, with the right approvals in place. So let's say I want to change the text that was highlighted on the screen. All I need to do is open up this console, go to that particular section, add the text, and by clicking on publish, it will get reflected on the website. So there is absolutely no dependency on the IT for making these changes. Similarly, if I want to make changes to the banner, or if I want a new image to be uploaded, all I need to do is go and select that particular image, select what I want to publish, and once I click on publish, you can see that that particular image has also been updated. You can remove, you can edit, you can delete all of it. So this particular solution was a mix of customer facing website as well as an intranet portal. So once you log in, the same portal now gets converted into an intranet, and here you can see all the information that are relevant for the employees of that particular bank. Again, this includes role-based access. So if I am from a particular department, I will have information rendered here which are relevant to my role, to my job responsibilities. These are some of the important information, that are required internally. They could check the status of different tasks. They could have access to different forms. They could see the claim forms, fraud forms. So any transactions or any day-to-day activities which they perform, they can keep a track of all of that directly from this particular intranet portal. They could also see, how the other foreign offices are operating, right? So different relationship managers, their counterparts, who are some of the key stakeholders. They could get all of that information directly from here. What are some of the upcoming events? Some of the important information, documents that are stored in the document repository, right? Some of the important reports which are important to track the day-to-day functioning, right? So, this is, again, this can be imported in PDF or an Excel format, right? So these are all the different reports that are available directly from this intranet. Right? Know your customer reports, all of that. Management oversight will give, again, it's mainly for the higher management to be able to see how different foreign offices are performing, how the different branches within that particular country is performing. And again, these are some of the documents that are specific to that particular foreign office. Finally, if you can also have access to the holiday calendar and see, what are the leaves and what are some of the holidays planned. You can also update your profile. So you can go there, you can make changes to your profile. You can make what you want visible to your counterparts, your colleagues, and all. So yeah, that's how the solution was created for this particular bank. It's been almost 2 years, and it's an ongoing engagement that we have. I think almost 14 or 16 locations are already live, and the remaining ones are in progress. So before I hand it over to my colleague Ashish, who will now take you through the remaining slides, I just want to touch base on some of the key aspects of the solution that we deployed, right? So like I said, 21 digital marketing portals, we consolidated and centralized into a single instance of portal. The underlying platform that we leveraged was Lifecycle DXP. You can see the technology stack underneath. Again, there is no dependency on any of these tools or any of these platforms or technologies. This is technology agnostic, but our preferred platform, of course, was Lifecycle DXP. It reduced their overall, cost of ownership due to a combined infrastructure, reduced licensing cost, and also an optimized digital branding. And not to forget, it improved their overall employee productivity and reusability through intranet collaboration platform that I just showed. So with that, I'll now hand it over to my colleague Ashish Shah. I thank you all once again for being part of this webinar. And it's been a pleasure to have you guys on this webinar. Thank you very much. Ashish, over to you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks, Chintan. All right. Good evening, everyone. Myself is Ashish Shah. I'm a global delivery head at KNOWARTH. So today we are talking about digital workplace, which we are practicing. All of us, we are practicing for last few months because of this COVID situation majorly. But what does it mean by digital workplace? So digital workplace is a concept that there is a virtual equivalent to the physical workplace, and that this needs to be planned and managed coherently because it is fundamental to people's productivity, engagement, and working health. As employee engagement is one of the major success factors in digital workplace, we'll talk more about employee engagement and some of the use cases that we have implemented across the industry. So what are the key aspects of modern employee engagement? The term employee engagement relates to the level of an employee commitment and connection to an organization goal. Employee engagement has emerged as a critical driver of a business success in today's competitive marketplace. What drives employee engagement? So extensive research has been conducted to determine the factors that influence employee engagement level. The research has indicated that there are both IT and HR drive employee engagement significantly in any organization. In today's digital age, less person-to-person interaction and increase on demand technology from chats and text to a social media updates and news feeds is eroding employee engagement. Business today know that the success in the marketplace requires an understanding of knowledge management and collaboration. So in the current digital workplace, I think overall collaboration plays a very crucial role in terms of the employee engagement. So overall business today that success in the marketplace requires an understanding of the knowledge management and collaboration, as well increased option for a flexible work-life balance for employees. After years of incremental progress, the enterprise collaboration industry is currently seeing a burst of innovation that leads to several new approaches that have real potential to become digital workplace. The way that digital tools enables collaboration in the workplace is set for one of the largest shifts in the years as new technologies and techniques provide the several paths forward towards the effective new methods. In fact, one has only to look at the emerging digital workplace hub that includes IBM Watson, Workspace, IBM Connections, AppSpoke, Microsoft Teams, Cisco Spark, Slack Enterprise, Grid, and Workplace by Facebook, to see how the top players are attempting to develop the new collaboration offering that reflects these advances and the evolving sensibility of their stakeholders. All of these new tools either involve lightweight chat, cognitive technologies, or app integration, or all three. And notable, they are almost all very mobile friendly, unlike the previous generation of enterprise collaboration tools. So when the term Intranet is called, what comes to our mind? Chances are it is an outdated, static homepage filled with the links that date back to 1995. Unfortunately, intranets have been stuck with this reputation for about 2 decades now, since its inspection. But the tides are shifting and exciting things are happening in the intranet industry. Analysis such as Forrester and Gartner has started to take a notice in the shift of the intranet industry as it has become a key tool for employee experience. Research has been done to understand the key driver of intranet failure, and they have found that 9 out of 10 intranet fail. To further reinforce this finding, Gartner recently reported as many as 90% of the intranet fails to achieve their initial goal. This is not surprising, given that the traditional intranet are unsatisfactory to meet the need of a modern day employee and are inflexible to accommodate today's digital workplace. While there are many reasons internet fails, it is important to recognize that the failure has to do with the changing employee expectations and aging technology that no longer meets the need of the modern workplace. Fortunately, there is a solution to this challenge. Internet have evolved well beyond the perception of outdated platform approaches. While the traditional intranet was based on an older content management technology, the modern intranet is a breed of its own. Both Forrester and Gartner recent reports make the argument that the traditional intranets are dead or dying, and companies need to rethink how they implement the use how they implement and use Intranet. So talking about end-to-end digital customer experience is nothing new, right? Over the past several years, we have seen organizations taking challenge of how to serve highly connected but always on a customers. What has been missing from the conversation for many organizations has been the end-to-end digital employee experience. The good news is that recently this has started to change, and I'm seeing a real maturity happening within the organization. Companies are now looking internally as well as externally and considering the employee point of view. With the change to our society, economy, and business, the way employee experience work has become more important than ever before, yet as critical as it is on an organization's ability to navigate disruption, transformation, and economic uncertainty. Research from Deloitte shows that only 9% of the business leaders believe that they are ready to address the issue. The shift is becoming so prevalent that we have been seeing the emergence of entire role and departments dedicated to employee experience. We believe the employee experience and its relationship with engagement and performance is critical to understand and prioritize now more than ever. Because when organizations get employee experience right, they can achieve twice the customer satisfaction and innovation and generate 20% higher profit than those they don't. Areas that are affected by employee experience are pre-employment, employment, and post-employment. Now, when we talk about pre-employment, that covers entire onboarding journey. During employment, that covers everything starting from HRMS, employee dictionary, CRM, ERP, and everything. And moving on to a post-employment, it's all about the alumni community. So those are the major areas. Now, the ability to work together and make quicker decisions in a connected platform intensify the agility needed to gain an edge in the today's market. Companies that are highly connected are more than twice as likely to report favorable market position relative to their peers. KNOWARTH collaborative suites empower employees through a wide range of connected tools like Intranet, Extranet, learning management system, integration portal to attain shared goals creatively by combining skill set and expertise. Considering your organization workforce as well, 66% of the employees want a single workplace collaboration software to achieve better workflow, improve productivity, and reduce chaos. KNOWARTH collaboration should accomplish all these three objectives. So now, to talk more about some of the use cases that we as a KNOWARTH has developed and implemented for some of the top giants in the industry. So to start with, the service portal for one of the telecom giants, so which is one of the Asia's largest telecom enterprise, we're looking to create unified platform for effective inbound and outbound communication with the customer and help speed up query resolution. KNOWARTH developed and implemented the portal to be used as a platform to announce new offers, latest schemes, and our solution was able to provide the client with a streamlined, centralized, and effective communication and engagement platform. So, this is how we have helped one of the telecom giants in terms of implementing the service portal. Same way, we help to the telecom giant to implement about the partner portal. So, which is again, we're looking to create a unified platform for effective inbound and outbound communication with the partners now. So first we developed a portal for the customer, and then we also developed a portal for the partners. The portal was to be used to inform partner about the latest schemes, offers, target reminders, incentives, and commissions. So our solution was to able to provide a customer with a streamlined, centralized, and effective. So as a implementation of this partner portal, I think the biggest advantage was and the benefit that customer and the organization realized was more kind of a one-stop solution for all partner needs with all major features like document management, integrated communication, quick links to other small sites, blocks, query resolution, and knowledge management. So on the learning management system, which is again, we did mention that this is also one of the major contributor in the digital workplace. So we did develop and delivered learning management system for another telecom giant to create a platform which provides an intuitive and device agnostic learning experience to the user, and also to capture all learning experience of the user at a single place. And the major features that we delivered was it was instructor-led training can be conducted. It can cover 360-degree feedback, training through interactive content, role-based access, and enforced learning for users. In terms of the ROI for this LMS, I think it has served and delivered the ROI of almost cost saving of up to 3 million USD for the span of 3 years. And from the user point of view, it was 1.5 million user onboarded along with the close to almost 15,000 plus courses. So then when we talk about the human resource management, HR work is more complex and involved today than it ever has been. There is so much that goes into the management of employee information, which is used for everything from recruiting and hiring to training, evolution, and so much more. HRMS system is needed to bring all HR duties like payroll, employee management, self-service recruitment, accounting, and on the same page. The system ensures accuracy and efficiency at every corner of HR department. HRMS can help large organizations and a small startup increase the rate of growth and opportunities. So what we delivered, or what is our HRMS solution? So our HRMS solution combines a number of systems and processes to ensure easy management of human resource, business process, and the data. It ensures everyday human resource processes are manageable and easy to access. It merges human resource as a discipline, and in particular, its basic HR activities and processes like candidate recruiting, payroll management, leave approval, succession planning, attendance tracking, career progression, performance reviews, and the overall maintenance of employee information within an organization. With a great user experience on software being on cloud through KNOWARTH HRMS, now offsite employee can mark their attendance from anywhere through HRMS mobile application too. So next one is for one of the clients is amongst India's largest energy and utility company with interest in the entire hydrocarbon value chain, including refining, pipeline transportation, marketing of petroleum product, and exploration and production of the crude oil, natural gas, and petrochemicals. So client requirement was communication with a different vendor and the employee at a various location was a big challenge. There were multiple systems implemented to provision the communication, and this was ineffective as it led not only duplication of communication, but also communications were missing. The team, the customer, they approached KNOWARTH to replace diverse portals into a centralized portal to provide one-stop collaboration solution for an existing employee, vendor, and customer. So as a KNOWARTH, we developed a single point of authentication for the other internal application. Our team built a user experience rich collaborative platform with a complex role-based access, functionality, and custom workflows. We integrated the system with the LDAP for user management. We provide role-based access, functionality, and customer workflow. We also added advanced features such as event, survey, task management, third-party integration, and many more. So that's how we kind of help all major customers in terms of their own digital workplace journey. So by now, I'm sure that you must have got some brilliant idea for your next project, and now it's time for it to be made reality. So this is how we can get engaged with you in your digital workplace journey. We will organize a workshop and will ask a series of questions in order to better understand your needs. We'll decide together the best approach for your project. We'll provide our recommendation on a future-proof solution. We will provide recommendation for the best way forward to implement digital workplace to achieve your organization goals and high stakeholder satisfaction. So that's all I wanted to present to you guys. So once again, thank you all for listening to us.